Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, your number one spot for in-depth South African political commentary. If you're passionate about keeping up with the shifting tides of political power, internal party dynamics, and the future of South Africa's democracy, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on today's topic. Now, let's get into a story that could send tremors through the political fabric of the country. One of the economic freedom fighters' most senior and trusted founding members, LAlfred Motsi, has officially left the party. And not just that, he's joined Jacob Zuma's uMkhonto weSizwe, MK, party. This isn't just a routine political reshuffle. It's a major defection that reveals cracks within the EFF and also signals the growing momentum behind Zuma's newly formed political force. LAlfred Motsi is not a minor figure. He's been with the EFF since its inception in 2013, helping to build its structure and influence, especially in the Northwest Province. As a former provincial convener, he held strategic power in shaping the party's direction on the ground and strengthening its appeal in key regions. Over the past decade, he was seen as one of the party's most disciplined cadres, loyal to the Red Beret ideology and firmly behind Julius Malema's firebrand leadership. So, when someone like Motsi defects, it raises serious questions. What went wrong? What does this say about the state of the EFF? And what does it mean for the broader political landscape as we head into one of the most contested elections in South Africa's post-apartheid history? In his statement, Motsi made it clear that this wasn't a decision taken lightly. He declared, "The time has come for me to take a stand alongside those who have always fought for true liberation. Joining the MK party aligns with my values and vision for a united South Africa." This is more than just political rhetoric, it's a direct critique of the EFF and a statement of confidence in Zuma's revived political vision. Motsi's message points to a growing sentiment among certain quarters of the left that the EFF has strayed from its founding principles. There are whispers, both within the party and in political circles, that the EFF leadership under Julius Malema has become too centralized, too controlling, and perhaps too focused on maintaining its brand image rather than pursuing genuine grassroots transformation. And Motsi's not alone in this. His departure follows a wave of resignations and defections. In recent months, we've seen prominent figures like Floyd, Shivambu and Dali Mpofu distance themselves from the organization. Whether it's internal disagreements, concerns over strategic direction, or broader ideological drift, it's clear that not all is well within the EFF. These are not just minor members, these are people who helped shape the party's identity from the ground up. Political analysts have been quick to point out the potential domino effect of these exits. When high-level members start leaving en masse, it doesn't just raise questions internally, it impacts morale, public confidence, and the ability of a party to mount a credible campaign during elections. And the 2024 elections are fast approaching. Now let's talk about the MK party. Former President Jacob Zuma's return to the political stage has stirred both controversy and enthusiasm, depending on who you ask. The uMkhonto weSizwe party, named after the once armed wing of the ANC, positions itself as a return to liberation-era values, but with a new anti-establishment twist. The MK party is not just another faction, it's building momentum, particularly among Zuma loyalists in KwaZulu-Natal and across traditional ANC strongholds where dissatisfaction with both the ANC and the EFF is running high. Zuma has framed the MK party as a response to what he sees as the moral and political decline of the ANC and the failure of newer parties like the EFF to provide credible alternatives. His charisma, enduring support in rural areas, and reputation for defying the establishment have given MK a unique foothold. So, when someone like LAlfred Motsi joins forces with Zuma, it's a calculated move. Motsi clearly believes that MK has the potential to disrupt the political status quo, not just to be a protest vote, but a real contender in certain provinces. And let's not underestimate the power of symbolism. The MK name resonates deeply with many older South Africans who associate it with real sacrifice, struggle, and the armed resistance against apartheid. Zuma is using that emotional currency to rebrand himself not as a relic of the past, but as the leader of a new liberation movement, one that claims to be more authentic, more people-focused, and more grounded in African traditions. Of course, critics argue that this is nothing more than political opportunism, a way for Zuma to stay relevant, avoid accountability, and continue his influence over South African politics. But regardless of your view, the MK party is gaining traction. It is speaking to a segment of the population that feels betrayed, not just by the ANC, but by all the major parties who have failed to deliver real change over the past 3 decades. Back to Motsi. His departure is also symbolic of a deeper ideological battle happening within South Africa's left, one between performative radicalism and what some are now calling authentic liberation politics. The EFF's critics argue that while the party has mastered media theatrics and parliamentary disruption, it hasn't translated that into meaningful change for the majority of South Africans. Land reform is still stagnant. Economic inequality remains severe. Youth unemployment is still a national crisis. These failures are being weaponized by MK and others who are now presenting themselves as the real torchbearers of the liberation struggle. Whether they can back that up with real policy and action remains to be seen. But the messaging is resonating, particularly in areas where people feel left behind. So, what happens next? The EFF is now at a crossroads. With growing internal dissent, declining loyalty from founding members, and the emergence of serious competition on both the left and right, Julius Malema's leadership is under quiet scrutiny. The next few months will be critical in determining whether the EFF can consolidate its base and retain its image as the party of the poor and marginalized. Meanwhile, the MK party is steadily building a coalition of the disillusioned, people who no longer trust the ANC, are frustrated with the EFF, and are searching for a new political home. If Zuma and Motsi can capitalize on this momentum, we could see a dramatic reshuffling of political power, particularly in rural provinces and working-class communities. One thing is certain, South Africa's 2024 elections will not be business as usual. And that's where we'll leave it for today. What do you think about LAlfred Motsi's defection to the MK party? Is this the beginning of the end for the EFF as we know it? Or just a bump in the road? Let us know in the comments below, we want to hear your thoughts. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more hard-hitting political commentary, and share it with your friends. Your support helps us keep this platform alive and growing. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay informed, stay engaged, and see you next time.